Why do the quietest people often face the deepest betrayals? It's a strange pattern that keeps repeating, especially in the lives of Sigma males. These aren't the guys making noise at parties or chasing social media fame. They're the ones who value real connections, who choose their friends carefully and who stay loyal no matter what. Yet somehow betrayal keeps finding them. Not from strangers or casual acquaintances, but from people they actually let into their inner circle. People they trusted enough to lower their guard around people who saw their real selves, not just the quiet exterior. Everyone else gets to see. Psychologist Dr. Robert Greene puts it perfectly. The closer people are to you, the more likely they are to betray you. For Sigma males, this hits really hard. They don't hand out trust like free samples at a grocery store. When they let someone in, it means something. Maybe it's because their strength makes others uncomfortable. Maybe it's because their independence makes some people feel threatened, or maybe it's simply because they see the world differently, and that difference makes them targets. Whatever the reason, these betrayals aren't just about broken promises or exposed secrets. They're about something deeper, the shattering of a bond that a Sigma male thought was unbreakable. Let's explore why Sigma males, despite their stoic nature, are hurt most by those they trust the most. Number 1. Their authenticity makes others uncomfortable. Studies have shown that those who are most comfortable in their own skin often face unexpected resistance from those around them. This perfectly captures the paradox Sigma males face with their independence. Most people are caught in a constant cycle of seeking validation. They fish for compliments, chase approval, and base their decisions on others. Opinions. Then comes the Sigma male, secure in his choices, comfortable with his path, and confident in his own judgment. This self-assured nature, while admirable, often becomes the very thing that turns friends into betrayers. Dr. James Mitchell, a behavioral psychologist, explains, independence in others often triggers feelings of inadequacy in those who are more codependent. When someone's entire self-worth is built on being needed, an independent person becomes a threat to their emotional security. The betrayal usually starts with small attempts to create dependency. They might try to make the Sigma male more reliant on them. Guilt, trip him for his self-sufficient nature, or even sabotage his independent decisions. When these attempts fail, the relationship often turns toxic. What makes this sting even more is that it comes from the very equality that should make someone a dependable friend. Being secure enough to not need constant validation or support becomes the reason they turn against him. Their own insecurity transforms his independence from an admirable quality into a perceived threat. But here's the truth. A Sigma male's independence isn't about rejecting others. It's about being complete on his own. Those who can't understand this often end up betraying what they could have learned from instead. Number 2, their loyalty is taken for granted. There's an old saying that loyalty is a rare currency in today's world. Yet for Sigma males, it's not just a virtue. It's a core principle when they commit to a friendship. It's not halfway or with conditions. It's Allen through thick and thin. But this unwavering loyalty often becomes their Achilles heel. Psychology Today published an interesting finding. People often value what they chase more than what comes naturally to them. This explains why a Sigma male's steady, reliable loyalty often gets overlooked, or worse, exploited. While others play social games and constantly test relationships, Sigma males remain consistent and dependable. The problem starts when people begin treating this loyalty like tap water. Always there, always flowing, taken for granted until it stops. They assume the Sigma male will always be there to listen, to help, to support. They start viewing his reliability not as a choice he makes every day, but as an obligation he owes them. Dr. Sarah Connor, an expert in relationship dynamics, notes, the most loyal people often face the highest rates of betrayal because others mistake their consistency for inability to leave. This creates a dangerous imbalance. While the Sigma male honors his commitments, others feel free to test the boundaries, knowing he'll likely stay loyal regardless. But here's where they miscalculate a Sigma male's loyalty. While strong isn't blind when he realizes his dedication is being taken for granted or exploited, something shifts. The same principle that made him such a loyal friend now compels him to be loyal to himself. First, The betrayal of a Sigma male's loyalty doesn't happen in grand moments. It's in the small choices others make consistently, choosing convenience over commitment, repeatedly proving that they don't value what they didn't have to work for. Number 3. Their freedom makes others jealous. It's human nature to want what others have. People are most envious of things they secretly want, but are afraid to pursue for many a Sigma. Males' freedom represents everything they wish they had the courage to embrace. While others chain themselves to social expectations and endless obligations, Sigma males live by their own rules. They don't feel compelled to follow trends or fit in just to please others. They choose their commitments carefully, valuing quality time over constant availability. This freedom to say no without guilt becomes a source of silent resentment from those who feel trapped in their own social obligations. Dr. Emily Robert found that social freedom often creates more envy than financial success. Why? Because while people can rationalize away someone's wealth or status, watching someone live freely and unbothered by social pressure hits differently. It reminds them of their own self-imposed chains. This envy often turns close friends into silent adversaries. The betrayal often comes disguised as looking out for you. They'll try to create doubt about his choices, spread rumors about his lifestyle, or attempt to drag him back into conventional patterns. It's easier to betray someone than to confront your own fear of freedom. Ironically, the same people who criticize a Sigma's freedom are often the ones secretly wishing they have the courage to break free themselves instead of learning from his example. Number 4. Their truth hurts fake people. There's an interesting psychological concept called cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort people feel when their beliefs and actions don't align. Sigma males with their authentic way of living unknowingly trigger this discomfort in those around them. They become walking, breathing reminders of the gap between who people pretend to be and who they really are. This creates what psychologists call the threat to self-image, a phenomenon where someone's carefully constructed identity feels endangered. Think about someone who builds their entire personality around being nice while actually being manipulative. When they meet a Sigma who practices genuine kindness without expecting anything in return, it creates an uncomfortable mirror fact. The brain has an interesting way of dealing with this discomfort. Instead of acknowledging their own fakeness, people often resort to what's called projection, attributing their own dishonesty to the person making them uncomfortable. That's why you'll hear fake friends calling Sigma males fake or pretentious when they're actually the most genuine person in the room. This defense mechanism often leads to a phenomenon known as anticipatory betrayal, where fake people betray the Sigma male first, before their own pretenses can be fully exposed. It's like a preemptive strike driven by unconscious fear. Studies show that people who maintain false personas actually experience physical stress. When exposed to authentic individuals, their body literally treats truthfulness as a threat, triggering a fight. ORF flight response. This explains why fake friends often abruptly cut ties with Sigma males. Their own bodies are telling them to run from the truth. But here's the psychological twist. While betrayers think they're protecting themselves, they're actually reinforcing their own imprisonment in falsehood. Meanwhile, the Sigma male's commitment to truth, though costly, keeps him psychologically free. Number 5. They rise without making noise. Success has a sound these days. It's the click of a social media post, the K of notifications, the constant chatter of self-promotion. Yet in this noisy world of attention-seeking Sigma males, achieve something remarkable. They succeed in silence, and nothing makes people more uncomfortable than progress. They can't track. While others post about their gym sessions, announce every career move, or share every small win. Sigma males simply put in the work. They upgrade their skills without updating their status. They hit their goals without hashtags. They level up their lives without leveraging it for likes. This silent ascent often triggers a strange mix of curiosity and resentment in those around them. What makes this so threatening to others is that they can't track it, copy it, or take credit for the Sigma's success when someone broadcasts every step of their journey. Others can follow the blueprint or claim they played a part. But when success seems to materialize out of nowhere, it leaves people feeling both impressed and excluded. People react differently when his achievements come to the forefront. The friends who used to be supportive start making backhanded comments. The colleagues who were once friendly begin spreading doubts about how he achieved his success. The people who knew him before suddenly feel entitled to explanations about his progress. Number 6. They don't follow the crowd. The human brain is wired for conformity. We're naturally programmed to follow the crowd, adjust our behavior to fit in, and feel intense discomfort when standing apart from the group. It's a survival mechanism as old as humanity itself. Yet Sigma males seem to operate on a different frequency entirely. Their ability to think and act independently of social pressure creates a fascinating ripple effect in their social circle. While most people feel psychological pain when going against the group, Sigma males experience the opposite. They feel uncomfortable following the crowd without purpose. Think about how trends spread through society, like a virus, from fashion choices to lifestyle decisions, from career paths to social media challenges. People naturally fall in line with what others are doing. But Sigma males have a natural immunity to this social contagion, and this resistance makes others deeply uneasy. The betrayal often comes from how threatening this independence can feel. To the group mentality, friends who once admired their unique perspective start seeing it as a challenge to the collective comfort zone. Their nonconformity gets labeled as arrogance or social rebellion, when in reality they're just being themselves. But here's the ironic twist. Research shows that people often feel personally attacked when someone chooses not to participate in group behaviors, even when that choice has nothing to do with them. It's as if the Sigma male's ability to resist social pressure holds up a mirror to others' inability to do the same. While others may see their nonconformity as a sign of rebellion, Sigma males simply see it as being true to themselves. Their choice to walk their own path often costs them the very friendships that weren't genuine to begin with.